Good evening, Canada. We are in our weekly talk show, Voice of Canada, anchored by Asphandiar Wadiwalla. Today, our charming co-host is Anastasia Mustafina.
Thank you for having me.
And we have got a very wonderful guest, our Member of Parliament from Ottawa, from the riding of Mississauga, Streetsville, Rechie Valdez.
Thank you.
We welcome to our show.
Thank you for having me.
Rechie, inform our viewers of Voice of Canada. They want to know in person your introduction.
Sure.
So that will be really good for them to know who is Rechie Valdez.
For sure. Thank you. First of all, thank you again for having me.
Pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Lovely being here again, and especially in person because
Definitely.
different.
Makes a
Very
great
different.
difference because she came on Skype with us
yes.
earlier.
So it's good to be here in person. So hi everyone, it's Rechie Valdez, MP for Mississauga Streetsville. I'm so excited to be here again. For those of you that don't know me, I had 15 years of corporate banking experience prior to coming into politics. I've also been a small business entrepreneur and really love building community. And I'm really honored to be able to now serve the riding where I grew up in Mississauga Streetsville.
You are from a very good riding, let me
Yes,
tell you.
I know.
Because I've experienced this riding for last 14, 15 years now.
I agree.
I'm a proud resident of Mississauga, Streetsville.
Well, I'm glad. Thank you. I'm glad to be working with my constituent.
Why not? Definitely. And I'm proud that my own MP is with me in my show, Voice of Canada.
Beautiful. Well, Ms. Valdez, thank you very much for joining us tonight. And it's, as you mentioned earlier, very nice to have you in person and see you in person. And I'm sure you have a very busy schedule full of meetings, full of events, but you can describe us your typical day when you work in Ottawa. So our viewers can just have a quick glance at it, if you may.
There's no one day that's like the next when I work in Ottawa. So every morning I have coffee, I watch some news, and I head over to West Block and head over to the House of Commons. So it's so busy each day because there's caucus and stakeholder meetings, we have House duty, and of course that's where we vote in the House. And then I'm involved with committee work, like I mentioned last time. So there's the Agriculture and Agri-Food Committee as well as the Veterans Committee. So
Beautiful.
definitely a jam-packed week.
We want you to shine during your first term. So soon you can be picked up as a parliamentary assistant or something to a higher post.
But based on your schedule, morning coffee definitely the must.
You got it.
And how about your breakfast? You take a typical Filipino breakfast?
No, I would say I love eggs, sandwiches. They're my
The Western
favorite.
breakfast, the American breakfast.
You
You
got
mean.
it. Bacon and sausage. You gotta have that.
No rice porridge.
No rice porridge.
Because I recall in Malaysia and even in Philippines, I used to get a rice porridge.
Oh, I know.
So you have to eat this first.
That's right.
Then we'll give you eggs then.
That's right.
So, sausages and bacon.
Exactly.
Rechie, you went to the parliament which was open on January 31st after the winter break. What bills were passed or what were discussed and how did you feel? And any bill has become law or been sent to Senate for approval?
Yeah, so I can touch on several bills that we discussed since January. We were really, really busy right when we got into the new year. So I'm going to describe a few of them. So Bill C-10, which is an act respecting certain measures related to COVID-19. This was really important because the Minister of Health would enable the Minister of Health to make payments up to $2.5 billion, and this will assist with all the efforts related to supporting COVID-19. With Bill C-8, this was an act to implement certain provisions of the Economic and Fiscal Update. This bill implements the critical components tabled by the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance.
Chrystia Freeland.
You got
We love her.
We love her too. And this would allow critical support for workers and businesses to help tackle COVID-19. But what's really important is, ensuring that we're able to support provincial and territorial healthcare systems, whether that's vaccines, ventilation in schools, rapid tests, and implementing several tax measures, including tax credits for businesses, so they can purchase those ventilation supplies. And for teachers, it would be school supplies.
Wow.
So this bill was really important.
Very important, keeping in with the current situation.
Exactly. Now with Bill C11, this was the Online Streaming Act. This would update the Online Streaming Act, which will enhance Canadian culture and in this digital era of ours. And for us, like you're a content creator, it will really enable Canadian content creators and provide more access to Indigenous and racialized content, which is really important to represent the diversity of Canada. And finally, with Bill C12, this is an act to amend the Old Age Security Act. And this will really ensure we do not penalize seniors for taking pandemic benefits that they need to help stay afloat and make ends meet.
Definitely. Thank you.
That's
Go ahead.
impressive.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
And Ms. Valdez, you mentioned that your week is quite hectic. Monday, Friday, you're in Ottawa, and then you come here for a weekend. How does your weekend look like? And do you have it to begin with?
Now her weekend belongs to Canada.
Right. So whenever I get a chance, there's definitely a lot of events going on. My team really assists me with those because there's different functions or different events. But whenever I'm not doing that, I'm definitely spending time with the kids.
And the family.
And the family. So my son is 13 and my daughter is 7 years old.
Are they here or now based in Ottawa?
Oh, they're definitely still here.
They're still here.
And my husband's just a tremendous support system for me.
Great, great.
Yeah.
So you have no plans
need
to
one.
shift them to Ottawa
No.
for 5 days? Huh? Bring them in transit for remaining 3 days?
No, they've got to stay in school here.
Yes.
Because the Filipino community is here.
Yeah, well, yes, and family as
And
well.
the family as well.
Yeah,
See,
exactly.
it's good that we are creating a little humor for our viewers also.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, MP Valdez, inform our viewers, okay, what are your main functions as an MP
Sure. Yeah.
of our riding, and what are your main duties you feel that you have to perform and you are privileged?
Yeah, so I mean, whenever you're a member of parliament, there's 3 real main roles. The first one is ensuring that I'm being the voice of my constituents
Definitely.
within Mississauga Streetsville. There's definitely that parliamentary role. So I described going from here to Ottawa, being able to be in the House
And
put
represent
the
them.
votes. Exactly. And the third is really the managerial role, because technically I have 2 offices, one in Mississauga Streetsville
One in
and then
Ottawa.
one in Ottawa, and it's just managing all those different
Coordinating with
components.
each other.
Correct, exactly. So there's a lot going on in a role for a member of parliament, but it's very exciting and it is a privilege to be.
No, we are very happy that you being a young blood. We needed a young MP,
Right.
finally. And at the same time, we are so proud that after a very long time, we have a Filipino member of parliament.
Yes.
Because we have a huge Filipino population of 2.4 million here in Canada. And they truly deserve a member of parliament. And whoever I have spoken up till now, though they are not from our riding, they say we are very proud of Rechie
Oh, thank
winning
you.
the elections.
Thank you.
This is the feedback from your community.
That's amazing. Thanks so much.
Go ahead.
No, that's truly fantastic. And you definitely have that support that you're looking for to be the entire time in Ottawa.
For sure.
That's amazing. And MP Valdez, you definitely knew the issues or the concerns that you're facing when you were running for the position. And now when you're in it, you're getting much deeper in the issues and the situation that you would love to address. Would you like to bring some light on one of the main ones that you would like to share with our viewers?
Sure. There's definitely several issues that we heard. Even when I started door knocking, there was a lot. But I want to touch on a few of them if I can.
Yeah, please do.
But I would say the first big one is certainly the cost of or affordability of housing.
Definitely.
That I think we talked about.
We
that
talked last time also on
I think we
Skype
feel it
also,
too.
but that's a hot burning topic.
It is.
Our viewers would like to know, have we made any progress? Have we found any relief for them?
Sure. So the good news is our government, as of Thursday, February 24, will host the 2022 National Housing Supply
Awesome.
Summit. This supply summit will really give us the opportunity to have all levels of government really collaborating together and partnering and focusing on how we can tackle the issue at hand with the housing affordability.
Housing situation.
Yes. And then, I care about our seniors so much. I'm sure we all
Definitely.
do. And I mentioned C12. These are really important bills that we can help seniors, help with their affordability and the things that they're taking care of. And so we're really excited to be able to support Minister Kalmokera in all the things that the initiatives she's putting forward for seniors.
Seniors.
Yes.
And thank you for
Good,
doing it.
you're doing a good job. So, MP Valdez, tell us more about yourself, your family components, and your immediate family.
Sure. So
How large is your immediate family?
well, it's not. It's a very. I have a small family. So my husband is super supportive. Shout out to Chris. Thank you for everything that you do. And my daughter she just turned 7 this past weekend.
Oh, wow. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Belated happy birthday.
And my son is 13. And then
Wow.
surrounding us, I have this amazing family. I have my parents and then his parents, and then we have our siblings, and that's our core family.
And you're a very active mother.
Yes, I am.
I saw her during campaigning, how devotedly she was
Right.
passionately campaigning for her daughter.
Yeah, she was with me though every step of the way. I love that she came door knocking with me.
She faced it.
Yes,
You raised a new generation of politician?
exactly.
When MP Valdez, you were lucky that this last campaign was pretty short, about 35 days time. It was very short and very quick, and our constituents made a decision to elect you.
Right.
So what do you think? What were the, what they saw in you that they elected you? It was due to ruling party, due to a Filipino community, or due to your background?
I think it was definitely I was definitely a new face. So I was a new face to Mississauga Street Spell. I heard some constituents laugh with me at the doors, and they said, "Rechie, you were actually smiling in your poster that we saw out there."
That's great.
So I think that one was a big component, just being able to see someone connect.
Connect, yeah.
And because of my different background, whether it was corporate banking, running my own business, being a mom of 2, I think there's definitely that relatability factor. And I think everyone just felt like it was time to have like a woman representative.
Woman representing, yeah.
I think that was a big thing for me, but also just because, I mean, our Liberal Party, representing for Liberals, we had a very strong party platform. So, I think with all those together, it made for a really strong victory.
You took a right decision at the right time.
For sure.
I would say.
But I think you should also take a credit that whatever you've done in the past is brilliant. So nothing happens for no reason. So thank you for doing it.
For sure.
And just a quick question. I know that you mentioned that you've been in corporate banking for quite some time, and then you run your own business, and it's just a busy woman overall. But what was that critical moment when you decided to proceed and become a politician? Is it a certain day or a certain event?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that question. It was a huge decision personally for me to be able to do something that big. And I remember coming home from dinner and sitting down with my husband, and I was asking about the weather, how his day went, and then I sat him down and I said, "Han, look, I really, really want to do this. I want to put my name on the ballot."
Wow,
and
you put your foot down.
I did, and you know what he said right away? I was expecting him to push back, but he actually said, "Yes, Han, I support you. Go for it.
Definitely.
I'm 100% behind you." And it's really that conversation that I said, you know what, like, if my husband can support me and I can go ahead with this, that really made the difference, and then I just went for it.
Because your announcement came as soon as the previous MP said he won't be contesting the next elections. And then I contacted a very senior liberal guy from Markham.
Right.
And I said, who is the person who is to be nominated for Mississauga Streetsville? So he gave me your name.
Right.
And next day I met your mom.
I know, my mom, shout out to Mom, she went door knocking, and she was able to face some crazy doors, and she did it all for me and to support what I,
That's the way.
dream.
Knocking in Canada helps a lot. That's what I've seen in campaigns. The more you meet the constituents during your campaigning, talk to them directly, have patience, you give them a patient hearing, you gain votes in your bag.
Right.
You know?
Sure. I agree.
And that helps.
But it's that connection that you were talking earlier, that reference that you have in their mind. So kudos to you and your family and your mom.
Exactly. Thanks, Mom.
So the viewers of Voice of Canada will be taking a short break and will be soon again back with you with our MP. Welcome back, viewers of Voice of Canada, our weekly talk show hosted by Asphandiar Wadiwalla. My today's co-host is charming Anastasia Mustafina, and we have a wonderful VIP guest, our Member of Parliament from Ottawa, from the riding of Mississauga Streetsville, Rechie Valdez. Welcome back after our break.
Thank you.
So Rechie, tell us more about what are you going to do, especially for seniors and veterans, because that is one of the major issues in our riding, that our seniors feel that they have been neglected. They are not getting sufficient facilities as far as the health is concerned, providing health facilities and all. And day by day, they are facing hardships. You know, at the same time, you are aware that our food bank, our Eden Food Bank, is overwhelmed now due to pandemic. So I would like to request from the platform of Voice of Canada, think about it so we can have a campaign for food. Collecting the food, because we have done in the past also for Eden Food Bank, and we have supported them because they are in need of some urgent items.
Yeah, so I was so happy because Peter Costello and Imran Hassan, they actually joined me on my Instagram lives.
Awesome.
These Instagram lives that I host are basically local spotlight, and we spotlit Eden Food for Change. And what inspired me, because I got to know them a lot during that conversation, and what they shared with me was that Eden Food for Change doesn't just give food to our community, but they also educate and empower them so that they can get more established and that they can feel more confident.
Plus, they even cook food also, the people who are,
I was so impressed with that.
And at the same time, you must be aware that daily we give fresh milk for our infants. Because we have a source to get fresh milk every day. So every day that fresh milk supply is also given for our infants and seniors.
That's right. And I just started a youth council. So for those who want to join my youth council, come on down. We're still, accepting.
And what age they can join and what, inform our viewers.
To be honest with you, if you have hours at school that you want to be able to contribute.
Credits, you mean?
Yeah, volunteer credits. We will definitely assist you with that. And one of the things as it connects to Eden Food for Change is we're going to corral our youth in the very soon once we kind of get past this Omicron situation. And we'll go and give back to the community and package food.
And launch a campaign with arrangements. And what we used to do, we used to have arrangements with Walmart and superstores in Mississauga. And we used to fill the full trucks full of food. And people used to, and even the MP used to be with us. We used to talk to the people, used to come to shop their groceries. And they were delighted to donate.
I love that. We should do that together.
Definitely.
Such a great
If you need my assistance, I've done 3-4 times for our past MPs, and we were very successful.
That's amazing. We should definitely collab on that.
At the same time, I would also suggest you one more proposal, have a blood bank also. Often we need blood. So that also we have done, proudly done in our riding of Mississauga Streetsville. You get all the facilities as an MP, from the whole unit will come to collect the blood, but we have to really do good homework, book a proper premises, a hall or something, and people love to give blood. And that will really put a feather in your cap.
For sure. I think that's a great idea. And again, like as soon as we get around this Omicron situation and we're able to do it, I'm excited.
That is all your future. You are there for 4 years. You have just been elected. Only few, even a quarter has not passed. So you have got a long way to go. So we hope that you will be doing lots of things, and we will be discussing for a few more ideas, especially what to do in your riding.
Thank you. Keep the ideas coming.
We're just starting.
And definitely attend their annual gala dinner of Eden Food Bank.
Yes.
That is also they do annually, and we are always there for the black tie dinner since years.
For sure.
And we have got all the elites from all over Ontario. They join in for the Eden Foods Gala.
I will never turn down food ever.
Go ahead.
Wonderful. And since we're touched by COVID-19 situation, Omicron specifically, we're all aware that federal and provincial government put a lot of effort to make sure the majority population get vaccination. And we are at over 92% at the moment. And frankly, 6.5 million Ontarians got a third booster shot.
Exactly.
So that's impressive and that's fantastic. But we should still keep in mind that remaining 8% that's still up in the air. And I want to ask MP Valdez, what are your thoughts about it? Can we aim for a higher number, or that's pretty much where our reach is? And of course, everyone heard about protests in Whistler.
Canada cannot afford such protests and all that stuff. But from a minority, 8%. That's what the majority felt.
Right.
You know, that was maybe a politically motivated, a foreign sponsored thing, or what it was. It has to be investigated.
Right. My thoughts around vaccines are very simple. first I want to give, again, a thank you to all of you who decided to do the responsible thing and trust science like we do and get vaccinated, because by doing that, you're able to keep yourself as well as your family and your loved ones safe. So thank you for doing that. I always aim high, and I think it's all about continuing to push the message and educate people, and to that they can understand that they can trust the science and see it's very clear that vaccines are
Prevents.
deaths or any severe.
At the same time, if we continue keeping our distance things, keep our hands sanitized, wear the face mask, is really going to help us.
Exactly. Like you can see how well we're doing now. And we're slowly coming out of the Omicron situation.
God willing, it will soon be over.
Exactly.
And from 1st March, more restrictions are being lifted. Even the vaccination passport in Ontario, we are removing it. So that will give a little sense of freedom and happiness, because every time when we go to the restaurants and other places, they immediately ask as if they are checking us as a security check. But that was good for Canadians.
Agreed.
And we are truly proud that how the vaccination plan went. The Canadian government played a role, a very, very important role the federal and the provincial government played. And we noticed it, that many developed countries in the world, they are lacking far, far behind.
I know. Please understand, viewers, vaccinations for us are free. They're there. They're readily accessible. There's some parts of this world that do not even have access.
Do not have access, plus they charge.
Yes.
Some countries are charging for the vaccination.
That's right. Here we have, like, you can pick your top three from the top 3 vaccines. Like, it's insane. There's so many options in Canada. We are a very privileged country to have access to the things that we do.
And we are proud of Canada. That's the best country in the world.
It is the best. I firmly believe that.
Definitely. You are like a nationalist like me.
Exactly.
See, without my Canada's flag, I don't give an interview. So, such a proud Canadian.
I am a proud Canadian.
Yes, you know, and every day I salute my flag in my foyer of my house.
That's awesome.
MP Valdez, you are aware of the fact that every year Filipinos celebrate 1 week of Filipino week.
Yes.
But that is in Bathurst and Wilson.
Yes.
So I would like to suggest, we have got a huge population of Filipinos here in Mississauga. If you really want to see the Filipinos, go on a summer weekend at our park, Jack Darling Park.
Right.
And you'll meet thousands of Filipinos.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yes.
Doing barbecue.
That's right. We love our barbecue.
See, I know where the
And our
Filipino
karaoke.
concentration is. So we have got a huge population. We have a beautiful celebration, this celebration square, as well as Streetsville Square, which is very in your riding.
Right.
So initially we can start with Streetsville Square,
Of course.
a 3-day event of Filipinos.
Yes.
To make them aware the culture, the food,
Right.
the music, and everything. And every Filipino is a born singer
Yes.
and a
I
dancer.
agree. Yes, exactly.
They are so talented.
Yeah, we are definitely multi-talented.
And a good cook.
Yes.
And I love Filipino food. I've eaten a lot.
Me too.
You know, I don't miss my Filipino food often.
Right.
And the Anastasia knows my great friend who runs the Latino studio, Rosalie Francisco, dance to rhythm.
Right.
I go often to try the pensit.
Yeah, that's the best.
I thought you would say you go often and dance.
Dance to I can't do. Your hubby doesn't allow me to dance.
No, it's fantastic.
So think about these few things that will bring a real cultural liveliness in our riding, and our people of riding would love to have to know Filipino culture.
Well, we have Filipino Heritage Month coming up, and then that's when we also celebrate Philippine Independence Day. So those are things I'm definitely looking forward to celebrating.
Awesome, awesome.
Beautiful. And I think part of the reason why your voters were so related to you, because that family vibe that you create around yourself, that's truly, I can feel it from here.
Right.
So I definitely know that they felt it when you were at the door, and your mom and your family. So thank you for doing it. And I know we touched base your family situation, all the positive things that you can bring to our future. And I just want to go back to a serious conversation about federal budget and what are the holes there? What are the challenges you think the country will face, and whether there's going to be any relief on a provincial level? Now, you briefly mentioned that at the beginning with regards to bills that you're working on, but if we can just repeat it one more time for our viewers so we can put a smile on their faces and know that better things are coming.
Give us a light federal budget.
Sure. So I'm super excited to say that I've met with many stakeholders. AJ on my team, my chief of staff, him and I have been
And
nonstop.
consultations are going on.
Yes, it's ongoing.
Budget, consultations.
And the deadline for the submissions is Friday, February 25th. So that's the cutoff. So anyone else that wanted to submit had the opportunity, and we are also submitting on behalf of our stakeholders so that their budgetary input can be provided in. So I'm excited to what's going to come. And I know Minister Freeland is going to be excited to read and review all the different things that are coming in. Though she'll be able to read what Canadians are interested in being included in the next budget. So I'm really looking forward to that.
So in continuation of my co-host question to you, you're also aware that this month the inflation again increased due to this January lockdown and everything. We even lost in Ontario about 200,000 jobs.
Right.
And it touched to 5.1%,
Right.
which is totally alarming. And Canadians have never experienced an inflation of 5.1. So is there any relief coming either from the federal government? We are trying to push with the provincial government.
Sure.
They are trying to already, you must have heard that they are going to abolish the fee on the license plates,
Correct.
the stickers and all that.
Yes.
So that's in one way or the other, there is a relief, and more relief is still people are expecting because people are really hard up.
For sure.
The other reason is, I'll continue my question, that gas prices are also phenomenal.
Right.
We cannot afford to put 163.63 per liter.
Right.
It is making big holes in our pockets.
Right.
And what do you expect us to drive bicycles now?
Right. Right. No, I totally get it. So, well, inflation is a global phenomenon.
I know that.
We're all experiencing that globally. But I'm going to reinforce something which is important, which is that in mid-December, the Deputy Prime Minister, again, Minister Freeland, and the Governor of the Bank of Canada announced the renewal of the Bank of Canada's inflation target for another 5-year period. It's about keeping life affordable for Canadians. And the Government of Canada and the Bank of Canada announced that we will renew the 2% inflation target for that 5-year period. And the target will continue to be that midpoint of the 1 to 3% inflation control range. And that renewed framework will keep the bank focused on, delivering low, stable, and predictable inflation in Canada. Maintaining a stable environment for, prices for Canadians are really important. So I just want to say that that's something that Minister Freeland has been working with the Bank of Canada.
But at the same time, there are very strong rumors that interest rates are also going to be increased. So that is also going to affect, if interest rates are increased,
For sure.
that will
I see your
definitely
point.
affect also. So we are hoping this year passes off well. After the pandemic is over, we are feeling some relief.
Right.
So people should take a fresh breathe.
Yeah, the only thing I'll mention there is that, we've invested a lot into Canadians. We've provided a lot of support systems
Definitely.
to help tide us through.
There is no
Omicron.
doubt.
And then with that, we'll have more people in jobs, keeping their jobs and working so that we can continue to build our economy back. I feel like we're just in that corner where we're turning a corner, and then we'll soon be able to move forward from this time.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Wonderful. That's very positive news, and it's nice to know that we're just around the corner, as you mentioned, with Turninet and the beautiful future coming and waiting for us. And that completes my questions for the day. And thank you very much for joining us tonight. It's absolute pleasure to have you with us again in person, and it just tells you that things are changing for better. Thank you very much.
So MP Valdez, this is a part 2 of your interview. Earlier, we had talked on many subjects. We would not like to repeat those. And you explained to us and our viewers at length. And we have even given those links also. So would you like to again repeat some links or send us the links so we can add in this interview,
Absolutely.
which we plan to edit and release it soon?
Yes.
And you keep up the good work.
Thank
You have got a very, very strong liberal-leaning riding
Right.
in your favor. So take the advantage of it. Plus, you belong to the current ruling party. So that is another tool of success. So it's a great, great win-win situation for you with the current things, how things politically are shaping up.
Right.
And keep up the good work.
Thank
Our
you.
TV is always open. Our doors of our TV is always open. As and when you need to come over, just inform us and we will welcome you to our show
Yes,
and take your interview or whatever your message is to be conveyed.
for sure.
Tell us It's like your own TV.
Right. Thank you both again. A shout out, Voice of Canada, Awaz Entertainment. Amazing job that you do for all of us. I'm so grateful to be here again, and thanks for your time.
Thank you very much.
We'll be signing off soon. The viewers of Voice of Canada, keep watching our weekly popular talk show hosted by Asphandiar Wadiwalla. Our this week's beautiful guest is Anastasia Mustafina, and our guest was MP Rechie Valdez. Hope to see you again.
Sure.
We really wish you all the very best and all the success in your life.
Thank you.
And soon we want to see you climbing the ladder in our
it.
House of Commons and Parliament.
Thank
And
you.
when things are good, it's my always a custom that I bring about 8 or 10 minority leaders, you call, to Ottawa, and we have a conference table with our MPs.
That would be great.
And we even pay a courtesy call at the offices.
Yeah, for sure. My office is always open to you.
Thank you. So grateful to you. And thank you for coming. So we will be taking off, signing from our program. Take care, stay well. God bless Canada. Adios. And salamat. Thank you.